Hey everybody, welcome to Bellum Imperii, I don't know yet. Today we're going to talk about a whole bunch of little things I've learned as a new player in playtesting, because this game's coming out on Friday, which is in 2 days, and so let's get into it for all of you new players. So for starters, this game is very winner-take-all, okay? It's a lot more like Tarkov than it is like Northwind, okay? It's giving me TNAV vibes, okay? So only equip yourself with gear that you are absolutely willing to lose, because almost everything can be looted, including your money. Okay? Cosmetics cannot be looted, though, and neither can your axe or your pickaxe. Second, armor will now mitigate damage. So you see this helmet, protection at 7%, that's just 7% damage reduction, okay? So if I take 100 damage, I'm now taking 93 damage. Same with this, 22%, it's cumulative. And if I had, like, greaves or something on, or other stuff, that would help as well. All of this mitigates damage, okay? So armor now mitigates damage, and so there's a reason to have armor. Also keep in mind, you will be slower in-game if you're wearing armor. So if you've got a bunch of heavy stuff on, you're not going to outrun a guy who's chasing you down with lighter stuff. So third, you can now equip a bow and a sword, or a shield and a sword. You can't have a bow, a sword, and a shield. You can only have a shield or a bow. Or like a crossbow, which we'll get to later. Actually, we're not going to get to that in this video. Anyways, so, if you have a bow, you've got the ranged advantage. Now, quivers work in this game just like they do in Northwind. It's all very similar to Northwind in that regard. New UI on the bow, but otherwise, yeah, very similar. The bow is your ranged weapon. That's what you'd expect. These will be relatively common. The shield, however, okay, is how this works. The shield is basically a better block. So all weapons, like in Northwind, you can block with. So my sword blocks like you'd expect. There's now a third swing direction, which we'll get to. All weapons block. The shield also blocks. The shield slows you down when you're blocking, okay? So if you've just got the sword, you'll be walking at the normal pace. If you've got the sword and you're walking at the normal pace when you're blocking. If you've got the shield and you're blocking, you're slow as hell, okay? So this is the trade-off. The shield will block much more pass-through damage. You see that protection at 80%? Only a fifth of the damage is going through this shield, okay? That's pretty big. That's a big multiplier. So if you block someone successfully with the shield, you'll take a lot less damage than if you block someone successfully blocking with a sword, okay? So the shield is to keep you safer. It will slow you down, but it will keep you safer. And the bow is essentially just your little ranged option. So you could still do PvP with a sword fine. You're just blocking less pass-through damage when you're blocking with a sword than when you're blocking with the shield. So the shield is to make you tanky. The bow is for hunting, and the bow is to be a ranged little asshole. You'll know what bows do. It's pretty fucking obvious. So, yeah, shield to make you tanky, bows to shoot out and poke out further. Fourth, this game has a fixed render distance, okay? Don't be surprised if you can't see anything regardless of your graphics quality. You just can't see anything. That's the way this game is optimized, okay? So just keep that in mind. Everything beyond here is culled. You just can't see it, okay? Learn to live with it. I don't expect they're going to change it, but that is the nature of this game. Fifth, there are random-ass NPCs dotting the map, okay? There's one back there. There's some up here. They're everywhere. Sometimes they attack you. Sometimes you attack them. Doesn't matter. You can attack them if you want. Killing them gives you XP with the various in-game factions, which is tracked up here. We've got Egypt. We've got whatever the fuck that is. We've got Gaul. We've got Rome. You kill baddies for a faction. You get XP. You kill the faction's members. You lose XP. I don't know what it does yet. I'm still new to the game, but that is a thing. And if you have too low faction rep, these places will not trade with you. If it's, like, high, then they, like, give you special somethings. I don't fucking know. I have no idea. This, by the way, is the woodworking shop. So if you need to do any woodworking stuff, that's where that is. We're going to the left here, because the left here is where the spawn town is. Alright. Well, I don't know if they're going to spawn here. I think you're going to spawn here. I spawn over at the Greek spawn for some reason, but we're headed to the Roman spawn right now. Okay. Sixth, as a new player, there's a rabbit up here. You can't actually skin rabbits, okay? It's not like Northwind. Sorry, that's the rabbit. Rabbit aren't the starting animal anymore. It's not like Northwind, which is kind of cringe, but whatever. Poor game design. Instead, you have to shoot down and skin birds, okay? And birds are all up here. They're much slower, unlike Northwind, so they're very easy to shoot compared to Northwind birds. But that's how you have to level. You level up by shooting birds down. There's one right there. Until you've gotten 5 birds. Once you've shot down 5 birds and skinned 5 birds, then you can start doing your rabbit shenanigans, okay? Alternatively, you can kill goats. Only goats are kind of like wolves in Northwind, and they'll fight back and they'll headbutt you. They don't do that much damage, but they are kind of scary. So if you find goats, which are out in this direction, further down here, you can do that. Alternatively, if you have an axe, which are purchasable around the spawn in here, you can chop down these things called date palm trees, and they will drop dates, which are a really shit food source. They're kind of like berries in Northwind, but you can eat them. And this is a date, and so you just put that in your mouth. Alright, scratch that. The actual best way to get food filled is just going to the innkeeper. There is just an inn here, right here on the edge of town. So this is the town exit right here, and there's an inn right here, and he just sells food. And so this, if you have the money, is the best way to get food. Okay. So bandages cannot be purchased. What you'll have to do is go to this guy, and you have to come in here, and you have to buy his wool fabric right here. Now keep in mind, this is going to sell out fast, so stock up on this, okay? You buy the wool fabric, then you hit the C key, you open this, and then you craft bandages. This is currently the only way to get bandages. I'm sure they'll add in an option we can purchase them in-game later. Don't know why it's not here. Stupid game design. But this is your spawn. This is where you buy the wool fabric. And once you have that, you can make bandages, which you then equip. Then you hit 4, and then you can just use it. Very easy. Within reason. Easy for a Northwind player, not easy for the average player, because Northwind's kind of eluded. Welcome to Northwind and the systems it is built around. So, number 8. Melee PvP. Works similarly to Northwind, only there's now a third swing direction, okay? 1 direction, 2 direction, 3 direction. Also, rip that 1 direction guy who died recently. Apparently killed himself. Rest in peace. Certain weapons do more damage with the third swing direction. Now, swords, on average, don't tend to. Swords are just kind of your jack-of-all-trades. I think the cutlass in Northwind, and that's most swords in this game. Only some of them are 3-hit kills, though. Interesting. There's a lot more variety to them. But anyways, there are, like, polearms and spears and axes, and so the big two-handed axes will do more damage when you, like, strike down with them, because their, like, top attack is a big strike down. You go, whoo, with the axe. It's really cool. Spears have, like a thrust. Like, it looks a little bit like this. There's, like, a thrust with the spear, and that will do more damage on certain spear types. Other weapons can just straight up be thrown with the F key, and so they'll do more damage when thrown. And then plenty will just not, okay? Because you're a new player, and so using, like, shitty copper weapons, and a lot of them just don't have very good stats in general. Okay, the better weapons tend to have better stats. This is kind of like melee Northwind, but, like, more refined, and it's all about, like, the various weapons in the game. It's interesting. It's a cool system. We'll see how it works out when the game goes live. So, yeah. There are some weapons that are built to do more damage with a sideways swipe. This is very much an all-rounder. This is a 3-hit kill in any direction, so I really like this sword. This weapon does the same damage in all 3 directions. And there's a lot of weapons that just do different things. So some do swipes, like axes, the one-handed axes, they like their swipe attacks. All of the spears, they like their stabbing attacks. All of the throwables like to be thrown, or, again, stabbing attacks. And then the two-handed axes like their strike-down attacks, which is like a big wha, only it comes down. It comes down over your head, which is pretty cool. So keep that in mind. Different weapons have that, and they all have it visible right here. So the thrust is 35, and the slash is 35. So this is the thrust, and these are the slashes, and you can see those stats on here. Sorry, on here. And different weapons have different stuff. The town. This is the town. This is probably where everyone's going to be spawning. They'll be spawning right there, assuming they haven't broken the game. Hopefully you don't have to walk all the way from the Greek spawn like I do. We'll see very soon. This is the town. New names, art style on everything. So, like, shops don't look like they used to in Northwind. Only, yeah, contracts and vendors do still work identically, okay? So, if you go up to them, the whole contract system is going to be very familiar. The generic selling menus are going to be very familiar. So this guy, I do hope he has them. Let's see, he does. So, right, contracts, crate running like you'd expect, and then crafting. You increase your level to get more of them, obviously. And then all of the things he sells. Remember, buy your wool fabric. You'll need this for bandages. Okay, buy as much as you can, as often as you can. You'll need all of it. I'm going to buy all of it right now. And then you can sell stuff if you're really strapped for cash from this menu as well. So, all of this works exactly like you'd expect, okay? The one thing, though, is crate running sucks in Bellum, okay? So, you see this crate? This doesn't actually spawn at the dock, okay? The dock is out past these buildings here. This down here, this direction, that's the dock. That crate didn't spawn at the dock. That crate spawned 2,000 fucking studs in this direction, which is across the map. You have to go to a Roman fort across the map and then bring that singular crate back here. It's horrible, okay? The entire time you're in a PvP zone, you'll, like, new players are probably not going to make it. And you get 25 pounds because the crate costs 10 pounds. You get rewarded 35 pounds, but you spent 10 to get the crate. So, not really worth it. I would consider fishing. Again, that's the dock. Go to the fishing guy over in this direction here. He's got a little fishing shack behind this building. Go to him. Just do fishing shit or do metallurgy shit. Smithing tends to pay well in Northwind. It tends to pay well here as well. The mine is out in this direction, which we're not touching on this video, but there is a mine over there. And then lastly, when you have the money in this game, okay, once you've saved up enough, you need to buy an axe and a pickaxe. These are pretty easy to get. They're like 5 denarii a piece. You come over, this is the spawn, so you just come over to this guy. A lot of traders sell axes and pickaxes, but these guys actually just have them right here. You buy an axe or a pickaxe here. Bunch of other weapons and stuff if you need a bow or arrows to hunt down a bird. Because keep in mind you need to hunt down a bird before you can hunt down rabbits, because you need to max out that with 5 birds, and then you can skin rabbits. Until you've done your 5 bird skinnings, you can't actually hunt and skin rabbits. And you'll need a knife to hunt and skin rabbits, which means you have to go to the hunting store down here or the smithing store down here and buy yourself a knife or buy yourself a dagger, both of which can be purchased down at those stores. So it's kind of like entry-level Northwind with a lot of extra steps. I don't know if this game's been fucking playtested properly. I know that was our job. Unfortunately, it seems that this is going to be a rough new player experience for a couple weeks at least until things are refined, but this is what I know from the current new player experience. Good luck with this game. It's a learning curve. It's not as intuitive as Northwind. People give the Northwind tutorial shit. They don't realize how good they have it. Trust me on that. Good luck with this game. I'm excited for this. This looks like a melee sandbox game, and I'm excited to see what they do refining Northwind's melee system. I don't really like a third swing direction, but I don't know if this game could exist without it. We'll see where things go. I'm excited. Thanks for watching, everybody.